Everybody, we're here for our match play update for, what is it today? July 24th. And Neil is here with me today, and we've got some good matches to review and two good interviews, and we'll also do some updates at the end. So Neil, I hear you had a couple of good interviews so some of these matches, and well, let me just pass it on to you. You can talk about what happened in the two that you're highlighting today.
Perfect. Thanks, John. My first is in B match play. Now, as you know, in B match play, there's no handicap, but people are seeded based on their handicap. And my first interview is with Phil Byrne, our club captain. And let me just describe his path to this particular match. Phil is number 27 seed. There was no 28. In the first round, he beat Dave Trudell, the 6th seed. Then he goes on to Taylor Bronstein, the 22nd seed, so a little bit closer. So here's Phil to describe the match. Well, good morning. I have with me Phil Byrne, our club captain, and he is here to describe a match he had recently. And rather than preview any of it, I'll just turn it over to Phil, and he can describe the match in his own words. Go ahead, Phil.
Thanks, Neil. I played a second round B match against Taylor Bronstein. Taylor's been with us here at the club for about 3 years. He's an Ottawa police officer. Nice guy, big intimidating guy to me anyway. But we had a good match. We started off with doubles on the first hole, which wasn't a very good start, but at least we were still even. And I played a little better for the next little while. I parred 4 of the next 5 holes and won all 5 of them. So I was a little surprised to go to number 7, 5 holes up. Taylor really struggled those holes in between. He took an iron out on number 7 and pounded it past my driver. So then I thought, okay, he means business now. And he made a nice par on 7, and I hit my second shot into the bunker. So he won 7. I then 3-putted 8, and but tied the hole, but started thinking, okay, well, things aren't going as well as they were early on. But we both parred 9 and 10, and we went to number 11. I was 4 up, and I made a mess of 11. And sometimes you try to play defense, and it's not always the best idea. Nope. So I tried to, I laid up and then hit it, just tried to hit it to the middle of the green and didn't hit it in the water. And so I lost 11. So now I'm only 3 up. Starting to get a little worried, but I made a bogey on 12, and he got a little, thinking a little aggressive on his 3rd putt and hit it too far past and missed it coming back. So I won 12, and then we were both just off the green on 13. I chipped up and made my putt. He missed his. So I was back to 5 up again with 5 to go. So I felt a little more comfortable. I had a par putt on 14 that lipped out, and I gave him the hole. And so now I'm only 4 up. And on 15, I hit my 3rd shot left into the hazard. Terrible shot, maybe the worst of the day. So now all of a sudden,
slipping a bit here, Phil.
Sorry?
We're slipping a bit here.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm only 3 up with 3 to go. I had a great drive right down the middle on 16 at 130 yards in, hit it in the left bunker, and took 4 shots to get out of the bunker. So needless to say, I just walked to the 17th tee. Now only up 2.
Oh my!
And so Taylor was really playing well on the back 9, and we went to 17, and we both got into a little trouble off the tee. We both got up near the green in 3, and I got down in 2, and he again pressed. Well, he had to win the hole, so he 2-putted, and we ended up tied. So I ended up winning by 2 on 17.
Wow.
So it was kind of nice to get it finished. I was thinking ahead, and Taylor mentioned it too, that had we tied, we would have had to go to the first tee, and they're in the middle of the OBGA tournament.
Goodness,
so I'm not sure who would have been too happy if we tried
to
cut in to play a playoff. But luckily for me, we didn't get that far, so we finished it on 17.
Yes,
we had a great day. Taylor's a really nice guy, very quiet guy. But we got to play with Joey Marcotte and Jaden Prue, so it wasn't very quiet most of the round. Because both of those guys like to have fun and talk, and very energetic. So it was a lot of fun playing with those guys too. Again, a little intimidating off the tee, but no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. I was signed up to play with Josh last week, but then I
It was
got
Joey. I played with Joey, not Josh.
oh, Joey. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, I was
Joey
signed up
and
to play
Jason. So
with
they were a lot
Josh,
of fun.
and
Yeah.
I got pulled into the senior event as a spare. So
Okay.
I missed that opportunity. I want to watch Josh sometime.
Yeah. Well,
Would be
Josh is a treat
an
to watch. He
experience.
made 9 birdies at Smugglers on Sunday. So
No.
so we know he can play. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Phil, I didn't have a chance this morning to see who your next opponent is. Are you aware of who it is? And do you have
No, I'm
no,
not.
eh? Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, it'll be on the grill or on the
Yeah.
grill, on
On
the
the
grid.
grid. Yeah.
And I look forward to another interview with you after your victory in that
Well,
one.
we'll see. We'll see about that. Thanks, Neil.
Okay. That's
Nice
great.
talking to you as always.
Yeah, you too, Phil. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a good interview with Phil, and congratulations to him for
Oh, no kidding.
being the last seed. I know he's been in C for a lot of years. He's won C several
Yeah.
times, and now to advance himself up to the B and doing very, very well into the third round.
Now, if he wasn't club captain, the word sandbag might come to
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
but
yeah.
Club captain,
Hey,
I don't dare say that.
be careful with that one, my friend. So we had a good two-man match. It was Archie McKellar and Michelle Goslin versus Aidan Coyle and David Denis. Aidan Coyle and David Denis,
I
two
know.
of our top golfers at the
I
club.
know.
And guess who won? Go ahead, tell us about that story.
As you say, Aiden and Denis are certainly single digit. I think Denis is a +2. Aiden, I don't know, he might be +10 for all I know. Archie and Michelle, they're a little bit higher handicap than that. Let's say. Anyway, now this match, as described by Michelle and Archie, is either one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting matches. It certainly, from a days to days perspective, is the longest one we'll probably have in the 2024 season. So here's Archie and Michelle to explain their victory. Thank you, John. I'm here with Michelle Goslin and Archie, his partner in the two-man match play. They had a match, a marathon match, with Aidan Coyle and David Dennis. Now, those two names, especially Mr. Coyle's name, have to be familiar to most everybody at the club. And if I were these two gentlemen on screen right at the moment, when I got to the first tee, I would be shaking in my boots. So perhaps you were, perhaps you weren't. I'll throw it over to you, and the two of you can describe your match.
Well, yes, thanks, Neil. Archie and I got to learn from the website that we were matched against Aidan and David. So we both said to each other, I don't know what we're doing here. These guys are plus handicaps, and we are minus a lot of handicaps. So we weren't sure how this was going to go, but we're certainly fearful on the first hole, especially when we saw them take out their 4 irons and drive within 50 yards of the green. Anyway,
Unbelievable.
it was interesting to see the start, but good news. We have strokes in match play. We benefit from the fact that the system balances it all out, and we get strokes. So fortunately, we played fairly well on the first 2 holes, and we managed to be +2 after 2
Good
against
for you.
guys. Although they drove fantastic on the first 2 holes, we were able to prevail. But the tide changed, right, Archie? The tide changed really rapidly, and reality sunk in.
It has a tendency to do that.
So number 3 kind of went away on us, and but we were still 1 up, and we went on for a good number of holes and stayed tied for quite a little bit. I want to say before I get going that these two guys are two of the nicest young men you'd want to meet or ever play golf with.
Yes,
they're a real pleasure to know.
Yes.
And they certainly do know how to hit a ball, and it was a joy for us to watch them play.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that made the whole thing so much better.
for sure.
We kind of thought that the best strategy was to play the course in our normal way of golfing, and we would bore them to death. So we kept thrashing around the golf course and stayed even for quite a while. And Michelle, I think we lost one later
On 13.
on 13. Yeah.
Yes, and that our usual game of golf is that we don't do well on 13, at least for me. So they took advantage of that. Even with the strokes, they still managed to par it and do it and move on. We tied the next one and the next one after that until we got to 16. And by then we're getting nervous that we're one down from them, and we got a little runway left. So on something that's not typical of myself, I drove a nice ball on 16 and actually drove and then hit the green in 2. And having 2 strokes on that hole, I managed to par it, and we won that back. So we tied at 16. We were tied, all
Wow.
tied.
Wow.
And again on 17, we tied them, so to remain all tied. And we got to 18, and I got into trouble.
Oh, no.
I had a partner because Archie carried us on his shoulders all the way on 18, and you can imagine those 2 guys who were driving the ball over the trees into the middle of the fairway, downrange, try to get an eagle. And fortunately for us, they could not do better than a par, both of them on that 18.
Okay.
And Archie saved the day by having a 6 with a stroke, and we tied 18.
So you tied
We're all
18.
tied after 18.
Oh, my goodness. So you're now just sorry, I just not that familiar with this. So you're after 18, you're tied.
Yes.
So in 2-man match play, you just go to 1 and you tee off and you play 3 more holes, and that's the end of it.
No.
No, no.
That's the
What
funny.
happened?
That's the funny part. It was getting late in the day, and one of our opponents, Aiden, had a show we had bought tickets for Blues Fest, and he didn't want to miss it.
Sorry,
And
forfeit.
he had to shower. No, he didn't want to forfeit, and we
No,
didn't
of
want.
course not. Of course not.
So we got into an arrangement where the week after, so 7 days later, that
7.
match was still going on. We
Okay.
played 3 holes, started on number 1, and we again, they did the same thing again, scared the hell out of us by hitting a 4-iron, each of them, and right in the middle of the fairway.
Wow.
But I managed to par that one with 2 strokes again, and we, although Aiden had a birdie, we still won the hole with a net eagle.
Yep.
So we won the first hole, we're 1 up, and we then tied the second and third hole, and that was it. There you go.
Wow, that's fabulous. Congratulations to both of
7
you.
days later.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that was quite a match, Archie.
I've told Aiden that if we're ever playing again, his 4-iron will be gone from his bag. It's amazing what he can do with it.
Yeah, it'll be hidden back where they wash the balls in the back shop there.
Absolutely.
So, 2 great young men. We really
Yeah,
enjoyed
they were nice guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Gentlemen.
Yeah, that's so good to hear. So good to hear. Now, I understand your next match, that's still to come.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
waiting anxiously.
Anxiously, well, as is the entire membership, waiting to see what goes next from
I think so.
the Michelle and Archie duo, that's for sure. Anyway, gentlemen, that was grand. Thanks so much for taking the time to report on it, and good luck in your next match.
Thanks,
Nice
Neil.
to see you, Neil. Thanks.
See you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
What a performance. What is that, 21 holes? Did I hear that right?
21 holes, 7 days.
Oh, 7.
Now, I still think they were justified in saying to Aiden, sorry, no concert, forfeit, we win, goodbye.
Yeah.
But no, the 2 of them, such gentlemen, they certainly weren't going to do that. And as you saw in the interview, they were so totally impressed with David and Aiden in terms of their sportsmanship and their etiquette on the course. Fabulous 2 men. So Michelle and Archie had nothing but praise for them.
Yeah, and you know, it's very intimidating to go up against guys like that. Let's face it. I mean, these guys hit the ball a ton, and they're parring, and they got birdie chances on every hole. And the fact that you can hold it together and still compete with them, I think is a great testament, and good for them all to extend that match to 21 holes.
If I'm correct, Aiden is the birdie leader in men's league this year.
You are correct.
So far.
You are correct.
So what you say is true.
Yeah, what you are correct. Hey, listen, we just want to highlight a few matches here. We had talked about the 4 versus 5 Cuthill versus Loudon match in A, and Will Loudon prevailed in that one, and so he'll move on in the A. In the open division, Andrew Chenette moves on by defeating Glenn Coyle in a good match. In the C division, McMahon was over Sapella to move on to the semifinal. He'll face Matt Delorier. The winner of that will go to the finals of the C division.
Wow.
And look who's back.
Yeah.
Cordes and Farr go win again.
Yes.
They're into the 3rd round.
Yes.
They won't come on TV.
No.
They won't go do an interview.
No, they don't want to jinx the streak. So I guess we have to abide by that.
Yeah.
Either that or they're very, very camera shy, which I do not see being the case for Vic Farr, to be honest. Anyway.
So they face Dawson and Stanley in the next round. Listen, great, things are going well. Just remember, in match play, you've got to let us know who won. There are some people that are lagging behind. I don't have a lot of tolerance for it, so please get your matches in. We have to get, especially the 2-man, we have to get that down to 8 fairly quickly. Right now we're in the round of 16. So other than that, thank you very much for all that great work you did, and we'll see probably in a couple of weeks, we'll see where we stand.
Yeah. Well, my thanks go to Phil, Michelle, and Archie, who took the time and were not camera shy and come on and gave us a great, much better to hear from them than to hear from me.
Until next time, play well, everybody.